Hi, this is the start of a new series where you can post clips, VODs, submissions in general, and I can take a look at them, tell you what you could have done better, give you some advice, and so on. Or if you just want to show some interesting things, interesting questions, either the Twitter posts, you can do that as well. So let's start here for now. And before that, if you haven't joined our Discord server, the link is in the description. And if you want to upload stuff yourself, you can go here to the VOD clip questions and just post something in submissions. That's it. It's that simple, right? Okay, anyway, let's start here with Lace. Who is inting here, me or my support? Alright, first of all, I don't really like this term, like, who is inting. We don't need to look at, who is making a mistake. But anyway, this is a Diamond 1 elo game where I, Zeri, am working to get a push level 1 since Zeri is stronger than Aphelios. Zeri is stronger than Aphelios. Well, I mean, Aphelios only has basic attacks, while Zeri has basic attacks and like the passive, which is kind of similar in a way. I don't want to say like Zeri is stronger than Aphelios. I don't know. But also, I feel like we should also focus on more than that. Not just the ADCs. I feel like supports are very important. And should be able to get level 2 first and win lane. However, my Maokai decides to fully give all pressure in lane and does not fight for the push. I agree that I should have given up when I realized he did this, but I got slightly annoyed and stuck to the playing ways. His fault? No? Okay. I really don't like this, like, fault. You don't need to figure out whose fault it is. You need to figure out what you could have done better. That's it, right? So let's see, we have Zeri Maokai versus Aphelios Braum. I mean, first of all, you need to look at... Alright, Zeri, Aphelios, I would say like they're kind of similar in power. Yeah, maybe Zeri could push a little bit faster because she has passive, right? She could do a little bit faster, right? But here I wanted to look at Braum and Maokai. What can Maokai really do? I mean, can like hit a wave really? It's kind of hit, right? Meanwhile, Braum could also like throw a red Q, a long range Q. They could kind of bull you. So in a way here, I would say like they're definitely stronger. Like Braum against the melee support is just stronger most of the time. So you gotta look at that as well. So let's see what happens. Alright. So, but you see Maokai throws a sapling, but then, like Maokai can't really get close to the wave because the Braum, or, you could get hit, right? Here's the Braum pressure. Maokai cannot do what Braum can. And here, as you can see, okay, right, Braum is on the wave with Aphelios. And what can Maokai do really, right? Even, first of all, right, here you should definitely play a bit close to your Maokai. He's very far forward, you're back, right? But, even if you're forward, like, he can't really hit the wave. Braum is in the wave, they can't really do much to you. And my prediction is you're going to lose level 2. And now you get jumped on, right? Yep. No need to flash. You get stunned. You might even die here. It's actually crazy. Ooh, then you turn back around. Okay, yeah. So a couple. First of all, right? First of all, analyzing the lane a bit better. It's important, right? Braum against Maokai, right? You've got to think about the support matchup. Braum is so strong. And then, what I really didn't like is not really paying attention to your support. You want to be in parallel together. You're too far forward, he's back. You need to respect that. You can't do this. You can walk up when he's this back. It's not great at all. And also here as well, when he's forward, you go back a lot of times, you see? So you gotta like play more in parallel. He's around here, you need to be, up here somewhere. Or down here somewhere. Right? You wanna be in the same line, otherwise there's no way you can play together and get level 2. But at this point, you should realize this is the biggest problem here, right? Now you are playing the same line, this whatever, right? In this case, it's less important playing on the same line. Because what's more important is you have to like there's, like you're losing level 2. They just focus the melees, Braum is hitting them, Maokai cannot. At this point, you need to be like, okay, let's back off. Let's back off, it is what it is. We just lose. And here you back off too late, right? That's the biggest problem. And then on top of it, once you got out here, you are kind of out, right? Aphelios could hit you once more, then you get out, or maybe he flashes to kill you. At least he has to flash for you. Here you try to go on Braum, which is kind of wild, right? But yeah, I think the biggest problem we just don't respect level 2 and don't have the best matchup knowledge, I would say. And also, did I see you ping at all? I'm looking at the map. I don't think I saw you ever pinging. Never mind, you ping once, right? I feel like once is not enough, and you ping assistance is not enough. You need to ping the green one, the green ping, top right ping that says, hey, push, 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 push. If you do that, maybe Maokai will do something better, right? But in this case, again, he can't really do it. It's a doomed matchup in this case. Okay, let's take everything from the start here then. From Fate Slayer, hello Tony, I have an old clip I made a few months ago when I was still new to ADC. I know this fight kinda played well in my favor, but I still wonder what I could have done better in this fight. Let's check. Okay, that's loud. Okay, right. So let's see, we are Jinx here, we are spawning. We have items, no Infinity Edge. We got Vampiric. This is a weird, interesting build. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't really understand the build fully. I don't see they don't really have any armor here, really. I feel like LDR second doesn't make any sense. Infinity second would have been way better. And then we flash in, we barrier. Oh my god. Yeah, so this was a panic moment, I guess. You know, we are trying to save the game. We did, right? This was just a panic moment, and then we cleared the waves. We panicked so hard here. It's just, we flash in. We need to flash in. We're lucky Silas didn't hit us. If Silas lands the chains on us here, we are dead. Legit, we would have died. You know? Everything else is fine, but yeah, that panic flash in is crazy. And we actually do save the game, but it was so close. All you had to do is not flash, you could have won that game, right? That's what I would say. And yeah, be careful with your build. I feel like Infinity second is way better here. They don't really seem to have any armor on their champions. Yeah. Alright, let's keep going here. Yeah, here I said I'll wait more people to post before I make the video. Hi Tony, would you agree? Let's see.
Here's a big coaching tip for all my League of Legends enjoyers. Now, what you do is you go to your current match history. This is one of my coaching clients that I coached today. You go to the history and you check out the overview graph in the match history. And then you look out for the graph, how it is changing. It is a spiral towards the negative.
That's a what do you call it? A stomp, right? We don't review those.
Or the positive, you don't need to review the game. But if it looks different, you see there's a lot of spikes.
Yeah, look at this, right? Here, right? This happens. You did something wrong, you died. Okay, you make a comeback, you're fine, you did something wrong again. Right? That's what you need to look at.
And this is exactly where you analyze it. Here's the red team. So you're gonna take a look at minute 1640. He lost 6k worth of gold. You always are the reason you lose your games, not your team, because there's always something you can do better.
Yes.
So review those 3, 4, 5 minutes of the game. Here's another negative spiral. A positive position turning out to the negative. So in this total game of 30 minutes, you rewatch exactly 2 positions. And this, my friends, you're gonna do for every single game.
Yeah, those are like the biggest spikes, the biggest moment in a game while you lose. There are always little things, like, you know, for example, losing level 2, like in that last what we watched. Yeah, it could matter a little bit. But what matters is, you know, mid-late game, you join a bad fight and you die together with your teammates, when instead you should have said no to the bad fight, went mid, took a tower, took waves, took jungle camps, and suddenly that gap, right, that gap, by yourself, you make it kind of stop here, short, because you just got so much gold. And because of it, you can easily come back like this, because now you have the gold to join the fights and fight. And because you have more items, you're stronger. But instead, you join a fight, you lose, you don't really get that much gold, you join a fight again, oh, we lose, right? That's what happens, that's the spiral of doom.
Something you can do better. So review those 3, 4, 5 minutes of the game. Here's another.
Yeah, I watched this already.
Goes up and down. Every time the direction changes, you review what you can do better. Enjoy.
Yeah, I completely agree with this. Yeah, 100%. Right, opinion of full lethality build. Yeah, this, a few messages here, by the way. I redirected because they were in like the chat, the normal chat, the league chat. I was like, opinion on full lethality. I'll just answer it in a video, you know, why not? Let's see, opinion on full lethality build. So we have, very hard to see and tiny, but we have Hubris, Collector, LDR, Infinity, Runan. So basically we have Collector, Runan, Infinity, Lord Dominix. That's the standard crit build if you prefer Collector instead of Yundal. And on top of it you have your Hubris. I mean, I don't understand why Hubris. Instead of Hubris, you could take Bloodthirster, which is just 10 times better. But anyway, let's see what happens here. That's it. Because like Hubris early just delays your build too much, you know? You delay your crit way too much. You gotta buy 100% crit. Crit scales with crit, not lethality. And let's see what we do here. This is wild. Throw chompers really well. I like to see that. We kite backwards, we dodge. Yeah, it was just very clean. Yeah, but honestly, I don't think the build is what... Because look at this, right? In this fight, don't you agree that Bloodthirster would have done more than Hubris? I think he would have done a lot more here. Like, damn. But anyway, I don't even know how many items you have. It's mini 20, you're level 13. You probably have Collector Hubris or something like that. And I feel like Yuntal Infinity would have done better. Honestly, personal opinion. I think would have done a lot better. Would have done just more damage in general. And would have given more attack speed. Would have been nicer to clean with it. But yeah, we did get some nice crits on Dari with Collector. It worked out, right? This is a build, by the way, I don't really recommend it, but I mean, it works. You know, that's the beauty of League. You can just build slightly from normal, and it's still gonna work out okay. And this is why, like, I think we have... I will go to this in a bit. I'll reply to this comment as well. Very tiny font, I'm sorry. But I remember a person checking the data and saying that Yuntal Infinity into Runan is better than Yuntal Infinity Lord Dominic's Akaidu. That's the question, basically, you know? And to this, I would say... Right, so Yuntal Infinity Lord Dominic's is the most single target damage. It's a fact, tested even if enemies have 70-80 armor, 0 armor items, they have 70-80 armor, you deal the most damage because the armor scaling has been buffed in League since the durability update. And this is why it just deals more damage. But then Runan third, if enemies buy no armor, yeah, would deal a bit less damage, but in a team fight it will deal so much damage because you could get 2 people at the same time. That's insane, right? It's crazy. It's crazy what Runan could do on Jinx. So most of the time, I would say I recommend LDR because you hit 1 target at a time usually. But then let's look at the fact that Runan third has higher win rate. How is that possible? Well, I would say, first of all, you shouldn't really trust the stat websites. Stat websites don't really show the truth. Usually look at stat websites as like a whole. You look at everybody, whereas if you look at, you know, lower elo compared to higher elo, in higher elo, let's say people buy more armor. They buy Randuin Omen. You gotta buy LDR. You can get away with Runan third. So yeah, you know. And then it's like, okay, you see enemies buy Randuin Omen. Okay, let's actually talk about an example first with Rammus, right? Rammus Tormail has insane win rate, I think. Or no, that's stupid. Yeah, anyway, I forget it. Let's just explain on this example. So, if enemies buy Randuin Omen, okay, and you buy Lord Dominic's, you're gonna win more games than if you bought Runan, okay? But then, if enemies don't buy Randuin Omen, you could win more with Runan compared to LDR, okay? Maybe, right? But then, people forget the fact that Randuin Omen, right? If enemies buy it against you, it doesn't matter if you buy Lord Dominic's or Runan, you're still gonna lose more in those situations. And in those situations, people buy LDR by default because they see Randuin Omen, right? So similar to like that Tormail buy on Rammus, you know? Tormail is OP, or like not even on Rammus. Tormail on every like champion is OP. Why? Because you buy it to counter auto attackers. When people buy Randuin Omen and buy Lord Dominic's to try to deal more damage, you still lose a lot when they buy Omen. It is what it is. And this is why it just doesn't make any sense. The win rates are just, it's so difficult to look at data and assess the situation. And data analysis is a whole science. You can just look at the website and say, this is higher win rate, it's better, right? It's better, yeah. And then you look at low elo, high elo together. No, you need to isolate the server. The servers have different playstyles as well. US versus Korea, for example, it's a way different stuff. It's crazier. And in Korea, for example, they FF15 more often, so maybe Kraken Jinx is okay. But on US, if you do that, you just get outscaled, right? So it's just, you don't need to trust stat websites blindly. Don't do it. And what you can do is go by feel, play the game, see what feels better for you, see what you have success with, and use that. If you like Runan third, you can go for it. If you like Runan second, you can go for it. If you win more with it, go for it. Personally, I win one with Lord Dominic's third. Whenever I don't buy Lord Dominic's third, I feel like I deal no damage. So I just got Lord Dominic's, and I win more because of it. That's basically it, right? And this is why I really don't recommend like looking at stat websites that much. I don't recommend like all those third-party tools to hit enemies with it and stuff. It just takes away from the essence, which is what feels good for me, what I think is correct here, and how do I play the game better. Nothing else really matters. Hopefully that answered it. All right, let's look at this post here. Let's see, a Twitter post. Oh no, Twitter post. Let's see, from Salmon Kid. I think in League of Legends currently are a bigger issue than Dr. Mundo in no particular order. Okay, so somebody could play League of Legends. We have enough of those, myself included. Infinite amount of correct decisions in jungle. What do you mean with that? I don't understand. What? Because in other roles, you can make multiple correct decisions as well. And I think this is a brainless comment. Lane XP disproportionately impacts carry ability of solo lanes. Do you mean like bot laners get less XP? I mean, they share XP. That's ADC and support. What Riot could do here, in my opinion, is if you have an ADC and a support in the same lane, the support could receive the shared XP, the reduced XP, while the ADC gets the full amount because they're sharing the lane with somebody that has support item. Imagine they did that. That would be cool. So ADCs don't really fall behind XP anymore because it's so weird. ADCs are like 2 levels behind everybody. It's kind of annoying. It really is very annoying. But I don't know. It's whatever. I got used to it. This is what it is. I accept it. Jungle pet and current leash ranges. What's wrong with the jungle pet? Jungle pet made it so laners don't have to leash anymore. This is a W change. What do you mean? Control mages. What's wrong with control mages? Control mages are a whole class and playstyle. You know, control mages are supposed to get an objective and control the area. Don't allow enemies to come in. I feel like that's so cool. And your job as the other team is to like break into their offense. It's such a cool thing in League of Legends. Toxicity culture. Adding after games to flames, spam pinging, using chat to flame, soft grief when games don't go your way. This is 100% correct. But Riot Games is actually working on this. Riot Games is actively banning more and more people that misbehave. So that's a Riot Game W. You know, they know this and they're working on it. But again, everything when it comes to Riot, it takes time. Riot takes time to make changes. It's how it is. That's how they do things. They plan things in advance. Whatever we want to be implemented now will not be implemented yet. Right now, we want crit items to be changed. We want new items. Everybody really wants new content in League. Everybody's bored of the game. Feels stale. Riot is working on it. But it's not going to be released just yet because we need more time. My guess is when the 3rd season starts this year in a couple months or so, that's when they're going to add big things to the game again. But until then, I mean, they have a set schedule. They can make things happen out of thin air because they got to balance the game as well, you know? AD items having unique traits that aren't available for AP tank or having the most effective version by far. Serpent, Heal Cut. So Serpent and Heat Reduction. Heat Reduction, I mean, you have Morello and Omicron. I don't think that's a big deal, personally. I think I would have to buy Morello, but I'm not a mage player. Serpent Fang, I feel like, you know, don't exist for mages. I completely agree. But, I mean, in a way, that's kind of cool because you could pick an assassin to deal with shields. In a way, it's kind of interesting, right? And there are other things that are available for mages that are not available for ADCs. I mean, mages have Proto Belt or like Rocket Belt, which gives a dash. ADCs don't have that. Gale Force was removed. How is that fair? You know? But you can't really complain. We don't need to have items that do the same for every class. We don't have Zonya for ADCs. We have Guardian Angel. It's a bit different. I think that's fine. You don't need to have everything on everybody. You don't want stopwatches, everybody, again. It's annoying. You don't want everybody to have dashes. It's annoying. I think this is not a problem. I think this is clever game design. So every class can do different things. And drafting matters. They have a ton of shields, you didn't draft Serpent Fang user. I mean, it's your problem. Riot Games out of touch with nature with their own game. This one I agree with a little bit. I feel like a lot of times it feels like Rioters don't play their game. I don't know, it's crazy. But at the same time, again, it takes time. Whenever we think the game is kind of weird, not in a good spot, we complain, and then changes happen a few months later. It's always been this way over the years. So in a way, I don't really agree. I feel like the Riot is doing a good job. It just takes time, and you need to expect that it's going to take time. League of Legends client consistently not functioning. Yes, true. This, I have issues with this as well. It's so bad. Like they need to get rid of the client. Most games right now, when you open the game, you're in the game full screen, and in the game you can queue up. And while you're in queue, you can do other things. Look at the shop, do other things. Game pops. You go in champ selecting the game. The game starts. You're still in the game. There's no other, like, from client to game, back to client to game, because this communication between client and the game is just making things so much worse. It created so many problems as well. So they definitely need to get rid of the client, not rework it. Get rid of it. Make the game have everything. And that's how you fix this, in my opinion. But again, it's going to take time for that to be implemented. Dodge, Jinx, / autofill. Autofill is one way to just make everybody wait less in queue, and also it's a different way, because for example, remember they made positional queue. You could just have a rank on ADC and a different rank on mid lane. What could happen is if you get filled, you have the different rank, you don't care about that game anymore, and so on. It's like autofill, I feel like, is a good solution to the current problems and queue times. What I wish though, but it's not really that good. I wish, but it's probably not healthy for the game. Make it so you could just select, hey, I don't want to be filled, I'm willing to wait more in queue. That would be interesting, but I think that would still create problems. So autofill is something I don't really like, but I understand why it's in the game. It should be in the game. Like, there's no really other way to make things better, really. Like, it kind of has to be in the game, you know? It is what it is. And by the way, what they did is autofill parity. If you are filled, an enemy is filled as well. So it evens out in the end, it doesn't matter. If you're better in an unfamiliar situation, in a different role, than the enemy that's in the same situation as you, you're still gonna climb. So it's still your skill that matters. You shouldn't blame the game, right? Anyway, dodging. Another thing about autofill. It used to be that in champ select, there's no position at all. You queue up in champ select, you are the first pick, you choose your role. You don't care. So you are filled all the time. So now people have autofill every now and then, they complain. they don't know how bad it was back in the day. It was so bad. Anyway, dodging. Dodging is bad. Bad and good. I feel like dodging, right now the system is flawed because you can dodge like once a day, you get -5, and you don't lose MMR. So you just dodge champ select for free. Which is annoying because it just creates more problems with queue times, more problems with autofill, because everybody's just dodging. Of course, we don't find games because it's no games going because everybody's dodging. It makes it for a very, very bad experience, especially in high reloads when queue times are so long. It's horrible. So how should they fix it? In my opinion, you should have, like, let's say 3 dodges per season. You can dodge 3 times a season, maybe 2 times a season. And after that, if you dodge, you get punished and it counts as a loss. -20 LP and -20 LP MMR wise as well. You lose MMR as well. Why is that? Well, because you need to have like 2 or 3 dodges per season. Why? Because client issues happen. Clients break. It is what it is. You have to go. It's an emergency. You're in champ select. You go. You don't get punished. It happens, right? But it don't happen more than a few times a year. Let's be honest. It's not going to happen. And here a lot of people might disagree with lower spec PCs and client issues, but again, they can work around the number of dodges we get. It is what it is. Okay? And then it just prevents this daily dodging that people do. It's very annoying. Even if you give people 10 dodges for free per season, per year, it's still less dodging that's happening overall than right now because people dodge once a day. So it's still a better solution. And like, there's no way you have 10 issues in a year with the client. Let's be honest. They're not going to dodge by mistake 10 times in a year. Let's be honest, right? So that's something they can definitely do. And then punishing dodging. You know, if you just dodge too much, hey, you lose MMR. It counts as a loss for you. Fuck you. That's basically it. Because I hate dodging. I hate it's the worst feeling ever. I go into a game, I'm thinking about the champ, select my runes, my build, the matchup, what do I do in lane, level 1, level 2. They dodge. I hate it. I really annoying. That's for sure annoying. Autolicus. What is Autolycus? Set main? Autolycus set guy? What the fuck? I have no idea. A 5-minute objective nothingness loop. What do you mean? There's no objectives for 5 minutes? But people are complaining there were too many objectives with all the void grabs. So they removed the one void grab spawn. And I agree with it. There were too many things. And League is already like a fast-paced game. There's so many things happening non-stop. You want to have some time where there's nothing really happening. So you can like chill, think about the situation, assess, recall for items. This is not bad. This is good game design. I don't agree with this. Pro play branding promotion. I think they recently got promotion with like cryptocurrency or stuff, right? It's just sponsors. I don't even matter. Sponsors are sponsors, whatever. You know, they gotta make money. If they make money from branding and promotions, it means the game can stay free to play and you don't have to pay anything to play the game. So you should be grateful they are taking promotions. That also is the same with the expensive skins, which are gonna be here, down here, gacha skins. Why do you hate the gacha skins? Let people pay for them. And the game is free to play now. The skins don't give you anything anyway. So just let people buy the expensive skins. You don't need to get every skin in the game, by the way. There's many alternatives, you know. Right now we got the Uzi Kaisa skin. Why would you need to buy the Uzi Kaisa skin when you have Star Guardian? It's just as good. Like legit. That's my opinion though. Let the people spend the money. Why do you not want people to spend money on the game? They should do it so you can play the game for free. You are so ungrateful, legit. Right. Complete negligence. Wait, did I skip over something? No, I didn't. Complete negligence of fostering pro talent from Riot Games in favor using streamers to promote tier 2, tier 3. What is tier 2, tier 3? I actually don't know how to answer this. I have no idea. League of Legends partner program. Oh yeah, this is a big problem. You know why? Because you cannot join the partner program anymore. I myself am a Twitch partner, right? I'm a content creator. I'm a full content creator now. Fine, I can say this without feeling ashamed because I have 3 subscribers and 3 viewers. But I contacted Riot and they say, hey, we can't anymore. No, you cannot join anymore. It is what it is, you know, and it kind of sucks because I feel like Riot could do many cool things with their content creators. I feel like a game that has content creators that make content every day about the game is a healthy game that's thriving and people want to consume content. And if you don't support the partners, the content creators, I mean, the game is slowly gone. People are going to lose interest slowly. This is true. This is how it's always been with every game. It happens. People lose interest. Content creators don't post anymore. They don't get supported. Whatever, they stop. So people stop as well. That's what happens. So I wish they allowed us to enter the partner program again. I wish I was the right partner, you know. I'm really careful with not breaking Riot's terms of service as well. I don't buy accounts. I don't promote bad stuff, third-party tools and everything. I don't boost. I don't do all this bad stuff. Why? Because I want to be a partner. I want to maybe one day, you know. And they don't even want me right now, which is a bit sad. Hopefully in the future. Hopefully. We'll see. And also another thing, this might be jealousy, but the Yunara champion, right? Yunara was some content creators got early access to play Yunara, right? They got invited to play Yunara early access. Who were those people? Were partners. So it's like, yeah, what if I want to do it? I'm a partner as well. Oh, but you can't. You know, it's like they get early access and stuff as well. Like, what? They get it, but we don't? They make content faster about it than we do? I don't know about that. It's kind of weird. Anyway, that was my jealousy moment. I want to play Yunara as well. Anyway, League removing valuable variations of their game plan model in favor of having everyone play solo queue, arena limited game modes, etc. What do you mean? In favor of having everyone play solo queue? So they're removing stuff, but they have arena, they have game modes, they have arena. It just comes in, It's good, it's okay, arena's nice, then they take it out to cook on it again, and then it comes back. Game modes. They are nice, they are good, they take them back, they cook on them again, they come back. Isn't that good? I think that's good, it keeps the game fresh, I don't understand this. Continuation of previous point, not having a Fortnite-esque directory of tons of game modes, creative control on the player base to keep the game always evolving. Creative control on the player base? What, you wanna give the game away to the player base in the community? You wanna give them the code and stuff? And everything? It's not good. The competitors can grab it as well and steal. I don't understand this point that much anyway. Maybe it's not my... Nick his current fresh account. It's probably a streamer or something that's making new accounts non-stop. Yeah, that's a problem. You should ban people that buy accounts. And smurfing should be bad. Smurfing should not be a thing, in my opinion. Anyway. Exponential power scaling of movement speed. How is it exponential? Like you get speed, but you can't get much more because there's a limit to how many attacks, movement speed items you can get that actually give you damage. You can beat Jin with 10,000 movement speed, but if you hit like a mosquito, you're useless. They're gonna slap you. So I disagree with this. I think it doesn't matter as much. I think movement speed should be good. Like when I saw Azap play Vel'Koz with movement speed, bro, he's zooming around the map. That's cool. But I mean, he's not one-shotting everyone, so that's also good. Exponential decline of durability patch and one-shot damage being too high. This is to do with game balance. I feel like the game is very well balanced right now, so I completely disagree with this. I feel like this is not really one-shot. The fights can be long as well, but it's just people pick assassins and mages and ADCs. Of course, are gonna one-shot each other. But when you play Cassante, you're not gonna get one-shot. You play Mundo, you get Tamkench, you're not gonna get one-shot. The fights are gonna be long, front to back. But people don't like to play front to back anymore as much. And that's why you feel this way. I think the game is a great spot. Gacha skin we talked about. I like the gacha skins. I like it because other people buy them. I bought one myself for the Jinx, but that's about it. I'm never buying one again. And we just make money for Riot. Good stuff. It is what it is. I don't want to tell people how to spend their cash. I feel like the gacha mechanic is predatory. I wish you could just spend $100 for a skin. Good stuff. Like the Kai'Sa skin. You buy the Kai'Sa skin for $250, $500. Okay, good stuff. Let's go. The gacha is annoying. You know, it is what it is though. It is what it is. But this is a good gacha, not a bad one. Because you have guarantees and PT and everything. Anyway, no voice chat. The no voice chat, by the way, I'm currently watching an episode from Broken by Concept podcast where they invited us up talking about the voice chat. And they're going back and forth. I didn't finish watching the video yet. I was watching it while running yesterday. I'll finish in a couple of days, a couple more runs because it's 2 hours long. But yeah, when it comes to voice chat, I feel like they should add it, see what happens. And if it's bad, remove it. And that's it. We should make an experiment. I don't know. You can make so many assumptions about voice chat. It's so easy to make assumptions. But, like, you know, the only way to know is to test it. And they need to test it. They need to make that first step. Unless they don't test it, we can say whatever we want about voice chat. We have no idea what's going to happen. It's impossible to predict. You cannot predict. It's literally impossible. No more than tutorial. Yeah, I completely agree. The tutorial is garbage. They need to make it better. Like if you want to learn League of Legends, you need to look on YouTube. You need to watch guides. You need to talk to other players, get coaching, anything. But the tutorial is never helping you anyway. So yeah. Trivialness of leveling a new account. What do you mean trivialness? You just play game and you level it. Cool. And why would you need an account for yourself, a second account to level it yourself? I don't understand. You should play on your main and not smurf. This is your problem. You shouldn't smurf. Staleness of League of Legends content creation by virtue of high toxicity culture. All are right to challenge or only educational or one-off random peak metas. I mean, if you don't like the content right now, you should make better content yourself. Go on, do it. If you don't like the content, make better content. If people make this kind of content and people watch it, content creators are going to keep doing it. People don't like it anymore. You don't like it anymore. Other people don't like it anymore. They're not going to watch it. Content creators will change. That's simple. It's very simple. Every current member of League of Legends Twitter, including yourself. So you are the problem. Okay, makes sense. What do you mean? What do you mean this is so stupid? I don't really want to watch this tweet anymore. High low supremacy, low master is shit, master is shit, GM is shit, low challenger is shit. I feel like this is not a League of Legends problem. This is happening in general with everything. If you are a member of let's say a good academy, like you feel great, you know, amazing, but you just entered the academy compared to the last year's council president or whatever in that academy, you are shit. But compared to everybody else, you're superior. And you just tend to forget that. It's the same, it was just a random example. It's the same everywhere. It is what it is. You cannot change this. You cannot change this. Everybody calls me a low master dog. Yeah, they do. So what? I don't care. Whatever. It's fine. Counterpick. Counterpicking is fine. What you're alone about. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. Yeah, I feel like this is just a lot of people have these opinions and they don't really think about them, right? Look how much time I spent. I spent like 20 minutes talking about this. Because there's a lot of things you gotta think about when you make a game and you balance a game. You make changes to a game. And it's easy to say, oh, control badges are bad. Why? How? Are they? It's no idea what he's talking about. He had a bad experience. He got gapped by a Huey or something. And now he's mad, probably, right? So that's what happened. Be really careful before you make something public. You don't know who's gonna watch it and critique it. Okay, let's see. Hi Tony, I played the lane that felt pretty bad to play, and I think it's due to how I played the first 2 levels. Can't give any feedback. My hypothesis here is that I overpushed with my rockets level 1, which I drained myself of mana for later, and I didn't give my Rakan any space to engage. I also could have communicated my intentions to fight off of us, getting level 2 earlier, as well as try to dodge the side route as I knew which was in the bush. Okay, let's see this. Not level 2 play. I like level 2 plays. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Okay, let's watch. What's happening here? We have Jinx going crazy with Rakan against who? Zyra Philios. Let's talk about the matchup, right? Matchup, usually in whoever gets level 2 is the team that has the range. Here, Rakan might not be able to hit the wave a lot because they're gonna hit him. But with Jinx, we have rockets compared to Aphelios, so we might get level 2. This one is gonna be kinda close. So it is to see what happens. Alright. Yeah, we overpushed there because we don't even farm the wave properly. Alright. Okay, look at this. So, you see the wave pushed past the middle now. This is the moment where it's kind of over for you already. Because how can Rakan walk up now? And how can you walk up now and Zyra controls the bush here? Compared to if the wave is in the middle, if Zyra is in that bush, is useless. You can't do anything. So we overpushed here. We overpushed definitely with rockets. And that also made you lose minions. And because you overpushed, now it's so awkward to go. Because she's in that push. Right? It's so awkward. But at least the wave is still not ruined. You can still hit it. Aphelios here is alone. You don't need to be afraid. Hit him and the wave with rockets. And now we got level 2. Alright. We go crazy. It doesn't matter. We get our flash. Right? They ain't it here. The mistake is... Like, we made a mistake with the wave, but Zyra made a bigger mistake for not even hitting the wave. So, yeah. This was fine. It was great. You know, after ruining the wave, pushing it too hard. After that, it was fine. Because you gone for level 2, Zyra was ending, you recognize that. But yeah, the problem is now you can't really shove the entire wave. And that's what happens when the wave's on their side. You could lose control of it very quickly. So you gotta be careful you don't overshove the initial wave past the middle. You wanna kill the first wave only once the second wave is here already. Then get level 2, then you go from there. So we don't have awkward moments like this where they control the bush or whatever. Or Rakan can't really hit. Now I'm just gonna wait for the wave to come towards you, I guess, and that's about it. Yeah, and the lane goes from here. Yeah, okay. Alright, so hopefully that answers your question. Be careful with how you push the first wave. You don't want to over push it, because then it can be very awkward for you. And let's see, last question here. I know I made the penta and stuff, but I'm curious I did... Fate's still another penta, by the way, it's crazy. If I did any mistakes that I could fix for future plays. If it's possible, please point out where I could have played better. Let's see. That's too loud for me. Okay. Okay. Front to back. Hit trash. Cool. Kindred is flanking, by the way. I mean, here you're overfed, so you can right click to win. This is the beauty of Jinx. Chompers were useless, by the way. Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about what happened here. So, here is fine. You hit first target. Cool. You hit first target, you destroy this guy. Cool stuff. Now, here you're coming against Randy. Lucian, Yone, somebody to the left. You go to the left to run away. Okay, cool. You hit Kindred here, okay. But now, how do you think you should continue? Well, you should throw Chompers here. If you throw the Chompers here, this buys time. They can't really join on you, because they gotta go around all the way. And this buys time so you can kill Kindred after she comes out of ult. And after you get Kindred, they go focus on other guys as well, where your Braum is. That's what could have done better. Here the Chompers are completely useless. They don't do anything. Like, the Kind is never gonna go on you anyway, because she's fighting that person that's lower than you anyway. And those guys are just gonna go on you now, because we don't have Chompers placed properly. They can just go around. That's exactly what happens, right? Imagine if the Chompers would have been here. Lucian would have been only like very far away. And now you would be max range away from him. You could easily kill him without him touching you ever. Especially because the Braum would have lived longer, would have been full HP longer. Now he's forced to back off because he's too low, right? And then you don't respect Yone has... Here you probably got passive IRL, let's be honest. Everybody gets passive IRL when they play Jinx. Yone has third Q. You need to respect Yone third Q, you need to be ready. Here you need to be like, I need to dodge it, he's doing it. And also he used E. Why do you need to rush? Just, he used E, you move here instantly, wait for him to come back, then you hit him again with a W and ultimate, right? You just, you got too excited IRL, you know, it works IRL, the passive, so yeah. Not too bad, but there can be improvements, especially Chompers. Chompers are just OP. If you use Chompers properly, damn, that's OP. But yeah, hopefully guys, I don't know, 40 minutes, I talked too much. Probably next time there won't be any of these tweets, very long tweets, but I mean, why not? If you have anything I want to check out, just let me know and I'll check it out, right? I'll try to make it not boring as well. And especially when it comes to clip reviews, this is the primary reason why I want to make this. People send me reviews, I want to see what's happening, I want to help, you know? I kind of stole this idea from We Teach League, Botlane Academy, which I'm a part of, because they have this system as well, but I don't really reply there, so I'll just reply to my community. I mean, why not? Okay. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, if you do have questions, any clips, anything you want to submit, anything you want to show me, post it here. I'm gonna take a look at it. I could make a video like this every day if there's enough clips and enough people. I could literally do this every day, but so far I'm doing it maybe once a week because there's not that many, right? But yeah, let me know what you think about the format if you watch Twitter. Hopefully I'm gonna add timestamps to the video, and take care. Discord link in the description. Bye bye, take care.